yes. Everybody, okay, call. Yep. I know. Hey, I gotta talk to you about something. About something right now. Look at this. Tokens. So you're going to get your NFTs, right? You got to get your NFTs. Get your NFTs. Okay, now listen. So you got your token. You got your phone device here. Where's your NFTs? What is this? I gotta talk to you about this. It's called the Kin Token. You need to get the Kin Token, folks. Kin Token. NFTs, right? 3 hours each. And folks, Kin Tokes. Kin Token. Well, howdy, folks. Me and my little buddy here don't want y'all to get caught up in the rat race. So you're gonna get your Kin Tokens early. You're gonna wait for that airdrop until the membership sells out. Now you could take that to the bank. You could take that to the decentralized blockchain technologies, buddy.
Alrighty there, okay.
It's the freaking Kin Token, folks. Get the Kin Token. It's the Kin Token, folks. Kin Token. Get the Kin Token, folks! You need to get the Kin Token! Get the Kin Token before it's too late! It's like he's, like, I get it, like Kin's Token. He's like, because he's like token. Kin's Token.
And we're live, bros. How goes it, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with my co-host, as always. Love is the answer. Nathan, how goes it?
Hiya.
Our guest today, Jason Harris of Jerome Baker Designs. Thanks for joining us.
Right on, guys. Aloha.
Aloha, bro.
I love the Hawaiian greeting. I always forget that's there, and we can just do that whenever we want. It sounds so like just.
Oh, you know what?
Summery.
You got your hello. I got the Maui belt bag here, dude. Like this is my Maui souvenir. You can only buy it on the island.
Damn.
Nice. Well, coming to you live and direct from Maui. Waves are pumping out here. Sun's just creeping over the mountains. It's like 7 a.m. and ready to rock.
Damn, man, I miss Maui already. I love the island vibe, man. I'll tell this to the audience though. The one thing I didn't know, and I assumed that cannabis was completely legal on the island, and it wasn't, which was surprising. And there was no like strip clubs in Maui. I didn't know that. Like I thought it would be a party.
No strip club. There's no bar. We have a lot of people come over to visit, and they all want to come hit the ground partying, and it's a dead stop for that. We go to bed at 8, 9 at night, and we wake up at 5 in the morning. It's a big surfing, vibe, big outdoor, sun friendly vibe, and no titty bars. Weed is legal for medical use. You can bring a medical card from a different state, and they'll take it over here.
Oh, cool. And
reality is, when you're at the beach and you see the guy with the dreadlocks, you go hit him up for a dime bag. You get some good chronic over here, no problem.
Yeah.
Most of the bellhops on the island are also double as selling cannabis.
Oh yeah, the staff on the island is very accommodating. I will say that. And honestly, I thought paddleboarding was so easy as a spectator that it wasn't worth my time to try. And I tried paddleboarding, and why does it look so easy when a 5-year-old girl does it, but when I get on it, it's the hardest thing in the world? Like, wow.
It's a great sport. It's a great sport. Get good practice, good for the core. And it's just like everything. It takes a little practice, bro. You know what I mean? Once you get in it, when you get on it, it's a great, vibe. It's a great way to kind of spend some energy out for sure.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I wanted to jump into this story here. Let me see if I can do a screen share. There we go. I wanted to jump into this story here, man. The feds stripped me of my company in Operation Pipe Dreams. Is that really what they fucking called it?
Yeah. So, just a quick, brief history here. I started making glass pipes in 1991. And by 1999, I was doing $4 million a year. had
Wow.
70 employees in Eugene, Oregon.
Respect.
Multiple warehouses and a little campus, a mini campus making bongs. It was kind of like a Willy Wonka bong factory. Well, lo and behold, I was being investigated by the feds. There was a 2-year investigation on 55 of us around the country. They considered us the largest paraphernalia manufacturers in the world. And in 2003, February 23rd, to be exact, I was arrested along with all those 55 people, and it was called Operation Pipe Dreams. When I was in my little jail cell in Eugene, Oregon, looking up through the chicken wire fence at the TV, I saw on there John Ashcroft coming live from the White House, telling America how he had knocked the biggest paraphernalia dealers out of the race there. So my
Was
first
this
call
when like
was
Tommy Chong and shit got arrested for like
Yeah,
the stuff his
yeah.
son was doing?
same bust, and Tommy's the only
Holy
one.
shit.
It's crazy.
Tommy's a good friend of mine. We spend a lot of time together, even to this day.
I feel like I remembered. I didn't realize it was called Operation Pipe Dreams, but I remember them cracking down on like a lot of paraphernalia businesses, and he got caught up in that with his son. So this was all
Correct.
part of that operation. They went way too far, bro. They knew that they weren't going to be able to kick through doors in a couple years. They were like, "Yo, we got to kick down all the doors we can today because they're not going to let us do that for much longer."
Yeah, it was a tough presidency at the time. It was George Bush and John Ashcroft. And John Ashcroft, right before us, had put the cloak over the Lady of Justice at the Justice Department to cover her naked body up. He also went and arrested a lot of people for the smack 'em up porn that they were doing. So it was kind of using the justice system to make a political statement. Whether they believed they could keep doing it or not, they were trying to ramp up, a population to be to come out and be conservative and try to quell it. I'm sure it's a similar vibe to why they don't have titty bars on Maui.
Yeah.
Certain powers that be, they believe that Adam and Eve were the first 2 humans on the earth, and they want to make sure that we run a clean show here. I mean, what else can I say?
Well, it has a little Sodom and Gomorrah vibe with Honolulu right across the way there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I saw in here that you were, trying a skateboard business, and it wasn't like, the best decision. The art blowing was the way to go. I'm curious, how was that skateboarding transition from doing, a skateboard business into going into like the glass? Have you gone back to the skateboarding since Operation Pipe Dreams took out the glass stuff?
Yeah, well, what happened is I kind of stayed alive in terms of being a glass pipe business underground. I had a warehouse in New York City that a friend loaned me. I sold underground to friends of mine that had head shops all over the world, basically made some cash to keep the kids fed with groceries, and got to this new time, this new paradigm, which is legalization of cannabis. And in maybe I think it was 2017 or 18, I was out in Vegas, and cannabis was just about to become legal. And when it did in Las Vegas, I came out of the closet, so to say. I made my warehouse there, and we have a studio. I have employees there in Vegas, and now I have a permit to operate a paraphernalia manufacturing in the city of Las Vegas. So the couple components is the laws have never changed on a federal level. It's still illegal to manufacture and distribute, which is the bong is. It's been judged that it's specifically used for smoking marijuana by one of the Supreme Court judges in the early 90s, which keeps it at that level. But for me, being able to come out of the closet in the city limits and have that permit is an incredible, gesture from the local government there, and it's an incredible empowerment for me to make the paraphernalia. And we make some of the best bongs in the world. I make all Tommy Chong's pieces now.
Wow.
We have a few different licenses from a few different companies to manufacture for them. And the bigger picture is we just got our seed round of an investment from Merida Capital. Merida is one of the largest venture capital firms in cannabis at this point. They own the most assets in cannabis. We also had an investment by Ross Haley, who started General Hydroponics. It's a major pick and shovel business for the cannabis. And also Jair Veldman, and he started Gavita Lights. Both sold to Scott's Miracle Grow for over $100 million. So they're moneyed up. We work specifically through their distribution in our new cannabis play. And so now taking that fame, that notoriety that I got from that Operation Pipe Dream arrest, street cred, collateral, the whole shebang within this cannabis industry. Now I'm using that, and I sell cannabis with it through the pounds distribution in California. So I'm just trying to monetize and exploit all the work that I've done. I started doing this in 1991. There weren't any other glass blowers at the time, so all the major drug dealers in the world were flying me to their houses to bring them these pipes. And they would literally put the pipe on the scale and give me $10 a gram for it. And this is before, this is before there was a lot of pipes going on out there. So now, now it's a major business.
Yeah.
I do work on a global level, and we have these really cool, components, which is manufacturing, cannabis, apparel, skateboards, the whole thing. Now, we're gonna be at a trade show pretty soon coming up. I think in 2 weeks, we have the Hall of Flowers, which is in Palm Springs, California. It's a B2B, a business-to-business show where we go and show off the cannabis. Dispensary buyers are there that walk the show and buy the cannabis. I mean, it's really cool. And then in the next show, a week later, is called the Emerald Cup. And that's a pretty popular show up in Northern California for the outdoor guys. And the outdoor cannabis in Northern California, not only the cannabis, but the growers themselves are kind of the alpha of the industry. So they set the pace. Flavors come out of there like no other flavors in the world. And the business that we're in with all this is so tip of the sword. It's so, the rules change daily. We have new red tape, lawyers. All this stuff changes daily.
I wanted to talk about that, man. I was wondering, what was the red tape since you've gone through, the underground, and you mentioned being able to be, more out of, the closet, so to speak, in public and open about it in Vegas and stuff. How has that been? I can't imagine all the middlemen between you and your business these days.
Yeah. So what I've learned is that just asking questions. If I want to go do a deal with a cannabis thing, it's kind of like a normal business now, where you're gonna ask your question. They're gonna read it, and if they okay it, their lawyers are gonna check it out and then change some things, and then we're gonna read it. And if we like it, we give it to our lawyers, and they change some things and give it back to him. So it's a constant, evolution, I would say, and we use these attorneys with them. You've seen in this business what we call the front lines got the arrows, or are still getting the arrows, and the back end of this thing's going to settle the lands. And so for us, we watch a lot of newbies come with a lot of money that are naive, that money it up and get shot down and die. And we take those things over.
I've seen a lot of brands that went big in the glass art scene as viral TikTok, Instagram, and then disappear. And then a new one pops up and disappears. And I've seen some that have lasted decades too in the business for glass. And what's some of the advice you could give a new business that somebody that's been making glass art for their friends out of the garage, but they want to get into a more professional environment? How do they kind of get that starting step and maybe not fail? Where's a good place to start out of the garage? I mentioned this because Nathan knows a guy.
Yeah, if I was an up and coming glass artist right now and I really wanted to make impact, I would go to a place called Pilchuck Glass School. It's in Washington State. It's like Mecca for glass blowers. You take that and you combine it with a trip to Morocco. And you go to Murano, Italy, and you grab a broom at any one of the factories that you go visit and start sweeping the floor, and polishing glass and bowing down and showing respect to the masters. That's how you get in, and that's how you start your process going. For me, it'd be like playing in the NBA, and you got to be first on the court and last off the court every day. And that's going to make you your change and your impact you're looking to make. There is no easy way, that's for sure. So we just keep on grinding, bro, and stay fresh and stay ahead of the pack. I look at it like a peloton that everybody rides the bicycles on, and you have to keep pedaling, man, and stay right behind the leader or jump up in the lead when you can, and make the wins. There is an easy way. And for me, I've been doing this for 30 years. I got arrested. I've been ripped off many times, just like any good businessman. And so you just have to kind of stay in the pack, and there is no faking it. There's no way around it. There's a lot of good glass blowers out there. If we're talking about, so I have two components on what I do. I make glass, but I'm a businessman. 99% of what I'm doing is business. The 1% in the glass is like it's my meditation. If I'm able to go blow glass, I'm privileged and lucky. I've done everything else right to get to that point. And that's kind of where it's all at for me. For doing the cannabis, I've parlayed my whole business, and now we primarily sell cannabis in California. We're opening up now in Nevada and Missouri. So that's been a very tricky game, because you get influenced and teased with the money, and most of the money is coming from people that aren't so versed in this world of cannabis. So for me, it's been about, number one, understanding the plant, understanding what the lifestyle is and the people that deal with the plant, and how it all works. There's so many people that have come over into cannabis from some rando businesses, or even people that didn't respect the plant before they were able to get into the business, and now want to all of a sudden exploit it and make money from it. And it's just not going to work for them. There's a real grounding on this thing. I would imagine it's similar to hops. All these hop farmers up in Idaho, and how they've gotten in the game, and some of them have been in the game a long time, and they control the industry. I think that's what's going on here in the cannabis industry, and we have so much further to go, and it's such an open space for people that understand business and understand the plant. Again, tip of the sword. We're so blessed to be in this part of a developing industry, and be able to kind of set it up the way we want it, and the way that it's going to benefit not only us but our children.
Facts.
So.
Yeah. They say, history repeats itself, and it's happening in the cannabis industry very similar as it happened in the alcohol industry during Prohibition. Basically, they just wanted to knock off all the mom and pop shops and corporatize the industry and make, corporate backed and corporate run alcohols and beers. And I think we're seeing like a revolution of it now with the air quote hipsters, where they're choosing to buy their friends' microbrews over these big companies, corporate, liquors and beers. And they're trying the same thing with the cannabis industry, where they're stifling mom and pop individual community run businesses, and they want to make them more corporatized. So they try to stunt the growth of, the average business owner, so that corporations can get that foot in the door. But the consumers are more wise today. We know that these straws are killing turtles. So yeah, I want a paper straw, or you know what I mean? Or I'll pay for the metal straw. We are aware enough to go, we're not going to put $1 in a corporate pocket, so like in the cannabis community, in the culture, when we see products and brands that are community brands, I think that's why those pop-up brands don't last that long that I talked about earlier. It's because they're corporate brands. They're trying to come in with all that corporate money, corporate marketing, corporate influence, all that TikTok bullshit, and it's not grassroots enough. It doesn't stick. It just falls off, and that's why they just keep pumping more money. They're eventually going to realize that it's up to us to run these industries, us being the community, the culture that survived their war on us. They, and I don't know, like, taking an opportunity to look at what like cryptocurrency and blockchain can do with cannabis for, you know, like you said, keeping like the wrong money out. I feel like, you know, being able to be like you know a cannabis product, or so to say, like, you know, whatever they call it paraphernalia, you know, it's I hate that term, but you know, you could create your own, you know, gift cards, you know, with NFTs. You could, you know, create your own currency and make your own
Right.
loyalty and rewards points. And now you can do it like Papa John does, or Starbucks, where people go to Starbucks every day and give them $100 and they don't even leave with a coffee because they just wanted a gift card. How do businesses like you compete with that? With this technology now, we can. We don't need Starbucks loyalty points when we have, you know, your own, you know, glass currency, you know, where people can, you know, get an NFT and say, well, this is, you know, a bowl, and I can send that piece to Nathan. He can redeem it. We like having fun with this technology, you know, can kind of, I think, advance that next step. So I'm just curious,
So,
have you looked at like,
yeah.
you know, taking that step into crypto with your products?
Yeah, 1,000%. So just, and I've been taking Bitcoin for the glass since Bitcoin started. I was
Wow.
privileged enough to have a friend of mine that was in on it, and I would trade bongs for Bitcoin straight across the board. And
That's a fucking t-shirt.
The
Yeah,
last
bongs
one that I traded, I gave it to the guy, and Bitcoin was at 700, and so he gave me the Bitcoin, and it might have taken me 2 or 3 months to make him this killer bong, and by the time I did, it was at 7,000, and that was the last one that I got the straight across trade for. But you can look it up on Wikipedia. I've been working with the Bitcoin for a long time, and now with the advent of NFTs. I've gotten so many calls over the past year. Hey, let's do an NFT. Hey, NFT. And so, you know, as I start getting the calls, of course, I want to embrace it and like really figure it out, and how we can kind of have it coordinate with the glass. And a lot of my questions, you know, the people who come to me right off the bat, my first question is, have you bought an NFT? That's the first question I want to ask anybody who starts to ask me about NFTs. Do you have it on your wallet? And some of them will backpedal right there and realize that's their first move. After that, when we're moving down the line here, is where's the climax when you buy your NFT? What happens when you buy the NFT? When I buy my new shirt and I smell it and I put it on and I have that climax feeling, that's where that is with the new shirt. Where is it with the NFT? And we want to find that point in the NFT purchase and unveiling of where's the climax and what happens. For me now, what I'm going to do is we just signed a deal this week. I think that you guys might have seen the new press release. If not, I'll send it to you after this thing. You can post it up with the show. We have a deal with an incredible group out of New York that we're going to be doing these NFTs with, and we're going to be working hopefully with Super Chief Gallery. Edward over at Super Chief's a really good friend of mine. He's paid out over $1 million to his artists this year alone, just in NFT sales. So it puts somebody on the street selling NFTs that understands the market. It puts somebody on our team that is connected directly with artists producing these really cool NFTs, and it kind of gives us a little closer to climax. And so what I'll do is I'm going to have a line of pieces of glass bongs that are connected to NFTs in a way that the NFT acts as their certificate of authenticity. So the buyer has a bong, which the beauty's in the fragility. This thing could break at any moment, but I have the NFT on hand. That NFT is going to allow them to get a remake of it from me if they ever need to.
No.
Going to also give them connection to the blockchain with a value on the artwork. Now, let's say I die, and let's say the bongs start to break and there's only a couple left. Those couple left will have more value because they're only the couple left out of that particular series. Everything's connected to the NFTs. And the person that doesn't even have the bong anymore will still have an NFT, which has a little value in the series of artwork play. So with all that combined, there's still a morph that is happening. There's still a language that's happening and a definition that's happening out of all this. It's still undone. Again, tip of the sword stuff that we're working with, and how does it work, and where's the climax, and how does it hold long-term value? We're working on that.
Dude,
And I believe
love it.
that the glass is one medium that we're able to use, and we're able to use this crowdsource of stoners that are on fucking the computer for a long times, and they're communicating with each other. There's podcasts involved, and we all have this kind of voice of communication, and it all fits together so nicely right now. I'm sure that we're going to have some really interesting stuff coming out of it. And I think that a lot of this, the COVID has pushed people into this pivot, into this NFT pivot, which has been working out, you know, and it's like something really cool and new for people. You look at Steve Aoki and you listen to some of these interviews with him right now about the NFTs and moving and shaking with this thing. And it's fun. This is something really cool. We have a great new coin that we just finished creating, and that's what's going to come out, the digital coin with the bong. And you know, just super stoked to be part of this whole unfolding and unveiling of this new kind of currency, artwork, collectible form, that we as the youth, as the resistance, we control this shit.
Yeah.
And it's in art. And it makes it so much more empowering for our people. Like you just talked about that straw. Fuck, man, fucking 5 years ago, people wouldn't even understand what you're talking about straws. Yet out here now, where I am, straws are illegal.
I know. That's why I mentioned it. They're illegal. They're banned.
Plastic bags at the grocery store, illegal. They don't have any of that shit here. And I think that that's the overwhelming necessary vibe that we as humans are going to need to have, and it's all kind of combined. This is all the youth, like I said, the resistance. It's something that needs to happen. There's a lot of fucking knuckleheads out there right now, and it's only one knucklehead ruins it for all of us. You know what I mean? So that's where we just need to kind of get a little control on what we're doing. I believe the NFTs give us that control back. You know, I saw in my career, I've been an artist since I started in the 90s or 80s. And now being able to be part of this internet where I don't have to have a gallery take half my shit anymore. Before, I would have to go take all my shit and put it in a gallery and wait for it to sell to even get half my money. Now, can come straight to me online and get some work from me. And I can also sell work to the gallery, but it's in my hands now. I can either do a 70-30 split, or I can sell it to them I could give it to them for 30% if they're going to give me the cash. So it puts a lot more power in my hands as an artist. The internet does. I believe the NFTs will even triple that or quadruple that, or just more chew on.
Yeah, it empowers the artist in the conversation, in a business conversation. And that's what I meant. Yeah, this technology empowers an artist in the business conversations. Good times with Mello in the chat. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Matthias said wants to know, where is your shop at in Vegas, right?
Yeah, the shop's in the Arts District in Las Vegas. It's a 5,000 square foot studio. We are, you know, kind of in the cool kids zone. There's a lot of.
We need to do a Vegas run.
Let's go be cool
kids. We do a run, but what I'd like you to do is come down and do some podcasting or some broadcasting from the studio. We do a lot of that. We just had a couple guys do an XM radio show the other day. We do a lot of the Cannabis Talk 101. Different people are coming in doing their shows. Adam Dunn show. So we have that fire, sweat. There's some hotties running around. Maybe even a sword swallow.
Excited. I gotta take a hit.
I do it over here because I'm, you know,
so
I'm under contract.
You get it.
Damn, man.
So
you get it, bro. Like, I love that you're providing like already like future-proofed utility into this, you know what I mean? Like there's utility in the NFTs and in the art where like, yeah, if you break it, you can get a remake from the artist, but
that's
like you mentioned,
so good,
if you were to pass away, it's still future-proof because that utility, if it is lost, adds more value to the art and the existing. So it's like,
well, and it's perfect for glass.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's like actually like genius if you think about combining the way that he combined it with the utility and that, you know, the artistic value in that too. Like, yeah, there's utility in the NFT. Like you can get a remake, but if he were again, knock on wood, we got to stop talking about this shit. But like, we are mortal, and when that happens, you know, like that utility is gone, but because it is gone, it adds value. Not many times in utility of NFTs do we see utility lost, increased value.
Right.
Exactly.
Because of the glass pieces being so
That's
fucking
genius.
fragile. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like when you say, I was like, oh my god, this is like the perfect use case for an
It's
NFT.
like if Bitcoin would break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's
Well, that's
21
built-in
million
scarcity.
Bitcoin, but sometimes Bitcoins break. So they're really fragile.
Right.
They get more scarce.
They get
Right.
lost, they get blacklisted. So like it is kind of it's an interesting analogy.
The people that we're working with also, like I said, Super Chief Gallery is a really, really fun group to work with. And Ed, the guy running the whole gallery, is so versed in NFTs, and it's so noisy where he is right now. It's just a lot of fun where I'm in the glass game. You know, I have every major stoner and every hungry, you know, the guy who's always wanted the bong coming to me. Ed has all the guys that do the NFT hunt coming to him. So you know, it's a great space to kind of wade in right now.
Have you tapped into NFC technology, the near field communication?
Great for this.
So like I could take my phone and tap the bong and it would open up a link to the NFT that is tying the physical to that certificate. So we have these two things. We have the physical and the metaphysical, and there's a bridge that is this NFC or RFID. And if I were to take my phone and tap the bong, that would verify that that physical piece does connect to that exact NFT that I'm showing in my wallet. So you know, we can sort of game theory, like, you know, piracy or copying, cloning. What's the other word I'm looking for? Like knockoffs,
Of that.
right?
Yeah.
Of that. Wow.
Yeah, it helps with counterfeiting for sure. That's the word that you're looking for, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Boom, dunked on you. No, I think it's
I love
amazing. I think the NFC technology could be cool. Even like some original type of QR code that's kind of in the artwork, something that's sort of hidden in there that you scan. I mean, we've seen stuff that you scan images that kind of come to life. I'm sure there's some things or some AR stuff that could be associated with it. So, like if you look at certain apps,
in each of the pieces of glass, there's for me, it's the magic of this whole thing is creation.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a human 3D printer. This thing came out of me, and my master,
love that. Holy shit.
my master told me that these things are coming out of you, and whoever gets them when the mothership lands, it's actually the key to getting the door, so they're going to be able to go with it. Okay, so with this process that happens, if it can be captured, okay, it's a pain in the ass to go video every time I make a bong. But if it can be captured and put into that NFC part where when you hit it, it shows you the creation.
Gets it.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's the moment
work.
of creation.
Yes.
Yeah, proof of work.
Touching right there. And so that gives that NFC something to live with, is that moment of creation.
Absolutely, bro. I
You
was
know, that-
just at a meetup last night telling artists that they need to document the creation process and combine that with the authenticity of the NFT and art. People like love Bob Ross, not because Bob Ross, because he proved every brushstroke that he made. You watched it being made. Not only do you love the end result, but you loved every fucking step that got you there. And it's love that adds that value. And if you want to be loved, expose yourself more as an artist, expose the process of how you are creating your babies so people can fall in love with not just the baby but the creation process. And you're right, documenting that on the blockchain, that is putting history on the blockchain, immutable facts on the blockchain. So like you're 100% on it. Like artists need to document the process.
There's the climax in the purchase of the NFT.
Yes. Dude, I
right
just
there.
came. What do you mean climax?
Yeah, we all came together.
So
Are we related now? What happened? I don't know how that works.
You know, I'm out here on Maui, and after I did get arrested, I had to make a pivot myself. They told me you're never allowed to make this bong again out of glass. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? So I know how to make glass. I moved over here, make turtles and whales and shit like that for tourists. And my pitch to them is always, it's always the guys out playing golf, and I'm dealing with a lonely wife in the lobby of the Four Seasons. And I always tell her, fuck the Rolex. He doesn't need that this trip. We need to get a wave that sits on a light. And when it's at your house, it sits on that light. And every time you look at the wave, it reminds you of your trip to Maui. Okay. When I start to couple that wave, that sculpture of a wave with an NFT of me creating the wave, then when they have their friends over for dinner, hey, sit down. That's the wave we got. But here's the guy that when they created it, here's how they did it. And it brings this whole group into the process of making glass of like, wow, that's cool. They shaped hot glass to make that. And the next thought is, I want one too. Yep. And so we can kind of play on emotions, and we can play with that climax when it happens of somebody showing off their new purchase to someone else. When you start thinking about it, like I want to get a jet ski right now, and my mind is just fucking trying to find a jet ski. If you find a new pair of shoes or a motorcycle or some new iPhone that you want to buy, your mind just goes to that. And if we can if we can exploit that a little bit in an artsy way with the NFT, with somebody else's purchase to get one of their friends to come by also, that's the definition of capitalism right there. And I think as artists, at least for me, 99% of being a good artist is being a good salesperson, and the whole life as art kind of concept. Yeah. The whole life as art, a game, a big backgammon game, just trying to have some fun and see as many bikinis and surf as many waves as I can during the day, and I'm all good, bro.
That's a dope concept too, because you call it NF Tides, NFTIDES. So go and grab that one.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's dope. Like you can sell different tides to people. I think giving people that insight into your creation process is important too, because as an artist myself, like I hear from a lot of people all the time, like they want to see me creating this stuff. And the one video I did of it was it was good. Like people liked it. So I would encourage you to do that for sure and link it to the work so people can always go and check it out.
It's great. I saw a digital artist who makes these really incredible digital renderings. Let's call it a digital image. And the process of making the digital image is click by click by click. And he took that screenshot and condensed it into, maybe a 5-minute movie. He just fast forwarded it all. So you could see the building of this digital image from him making it, and it was so enlightening. It compares back to, like you say, the glass process or whatever art you're making. You know what I mean? It's great to document that and bring your final viewer or the final collector or the client into that.
Yeah, I mean, what would be more valuable now, the Mona Lisa or the I guess, the painting slideshow, because there weren't, cameras back. So if somebody was painting the painting of the Mona Lisa as it was being painted, what would be more valuable? The people painting, somebody painting the Mona Lisa, or the Mona Lisa itself? What?
Yeah.
It's like inception of value in that sense. And yeah, Doc, I mean, I feel like this could be very inspirational outside of, physical and art in that sense, where musicians maybe could take a lesson from this, or even like performance art, where it's like whatever the art case may be, document it, be your own documentary, because at the end of the day, what you're building as an artist isn't for you now. A lot of artists are aware of the mortality and that value that shedding our mortal coil as an artist adds to the work that we've already provided. So this is for our artists' kids, grandkids, and great grandkids. And this technology makes it possible to immortalize your art and document that value that you created. So when you do pass this on down your lineage, like I mentioned, like what would be more valuable, the Mona Lisa or the documentation of the creation of the Mona Lisa? These are the debates that will be up for conversation in the next 100 to 1,000 years. And being an artist doing these things now will put you in those conversations 100 to 1,000 years from now. This is the time, though. This is the new renaissance to be in that next conversation. So start like concreting yourself in the blockchain now. I guess we can wrap things up a little bit where, where people can get in touch with you if you have your personal or business, Twitter accounts or social media, any websites, and we'll add all of these to the description of the YouTube video after the live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always come to jeromebaker.com. That's JeromeBaker.com. That's the actual website that the feds confiscated from me when I was arrested. About 8 years later, I was able to buy it back on auction $100. So
That's fucking crazy.
But by the feds, I got it back. But JeromeBaker.com there, and then you can feed out from there. We do an Instagram, Jerome_Baker, and that kind of tells the daily lifestyle, what's going on out here on Maui or out in Vegas at the same time. I do a lot of traveling. I go to a lot of these events, these cannabis events. So I kind of just keep everybody updated on those sites. I have a LinkedIn, I have a Twitter, I have the Facebook. We have a fans group on Facebook, about 10,000 strong, and it's the Jerome Baker Collectors and Connoisseurs. That's the place where you want to show off your pieces. Again, I told you I was arrested in 2003 in Operation Pipe Dreams. All the pieces from before I was arrested, from the day I was arrested to before, have gone up 10 to 20 times the original value. They're called pre-op pieces. So most people who sold pieces want to go on that particular site and show their piece, get it valued, and that's where a lot of the buying and selling goes on over there.
Yeah.
So, just blessed to be a part of it all. Anytime you guys can always stop by. That's called the Las Vegas Dream Factory. That's our headquarters in Vegas, and it's in the Arts District, a super cool zone. We do a huge bicycle ride on Wednesday nights, 600 strong. We leave and pedal around the city, and resistance. That's us, baby.
Bongzilla. This is. I'm checking out the website. I love the
Bongzilla
we
did the largest bong in the world 2 years ago on Fremont Street. I got paid big time to go down there and make a really cool piece. And 24 feet tall. We had an elevator going to the top of it, and it lasted there for about a year. They kicked the cannabis off of Fremont because of us.
I just saw, we're watching the video in the background here with the live stream. I just saw you sparking up a joint while you're working with the glass.
Right. And that's a great video online. It's called Redemption Bong. It tells a little bit about my story, about getting blown out by the feds and how we rebuilt, like we started with the article. A lot of my story is like that. I try to use it to inspire others. I was doing $4 million a year. I had my Escalade 22s. I had to beam a BMW, own my house on top of the hill. And when in one day I had nothing anymore, and I was in jail because of what I was doing. So it's taken me many, many years to get back on my feet and get back where I am today. But again, it's about being first on the court, last off the court. I mean, reality, that's what we're doing. So, we can lay in bed, or we can justify our actions by doing some bullshit all day, or we can just go and thrive and charge and go. If you're not around any art supplies, you fucking take sticks and you make shit. If you have to tie grass leaves together to make things, whatever it is, it's about creation, inspiring others, and work. I mean, and that's where I'm at. That's where I use my story to tell. And again, Redemption Bong, one of the great shows that we've done. We just filmed a brand new TV show. It's not out yet. It's called Operation Pipe Dreamers. You can find that on Instagram. It's bringing 12 glass artists to Vegas. We had a low-down, dirty side-by-side competition. Who makes the best pipe? And the winner took home $10,000 in cash and a custom leather jacket by West Coast Leathers. And it was a really, really cool scene. That's going to be coming out here this summer. Again, Operation Pipe Dreamers. Check it out on Insta and get a little hit of what we're doing.
Definitely check that out, bros. And you said there's two events. You said there's two events that are coming up that you'll be attending, right? One is business to business. Another one is more public. Did you want to say that one more time? Because I can have my team take a look and see if we can stop by.
The first event we're doing happens, I think, in a week and a half, and it's called Hall of Flowers. That's in Palm Springs, California, and that's the business-to-business event, all for cannabis. And then the next week, we're going to be doing the Emerald Cup, which is the Emerald Cups Harvest Ball. And that's sort of like basically a trap event. We go out there, we have our weeds for sale in the California market, and everybody walks up and buys different cannabis. We also just got finished with a collaboration with the brand new TV show that just came out, the Fabulous Freak Brothers. If you
I
have,
fucking love that name.
I expect you watch the Freak Brothers. It's on Tubi. It just got dropped. It's a remake of a stoner cartoon from the 60s, and it's 3 characters in there: Woody Harrelson, John Goodman, and Pete Davidson.
What?
All of them
Nice.
play voices in this thing, and they have a cat. The one main character is growing weed plants out of his asshole.
Are they doing NFTs?
Check out Fabulous Freak Brothers, and yes, they're going to be doing some NFTs. Yes, I can connect you with the powers that be on that TV show, and we get them. We get a with you guys. But these are just the projects that we're involved with right now. You check them out. And all this stuff. I mean, if you think about it, you got Pete, Woody, and John all doing this brand new super stoner comic and promoting cannabis, promoting this freer lifestyle. We just watched episode 3. It released this Wednesday, and it had Jeff Bezos. I won't give you too much, but it had Jeff Bezos as the enemy, as the evil villain, and how it all, how
and you
it
said
all
this
works.
is on tubi.tv, correct?
Correct. It's on TUBI, so that was it's all free, and I think that they're going to release it after all this on Fox, is what the rumor is. Anyway, we have an opening. I think it's on the 5th of December, and that's at Fred Siegel on Sunset in Hollywood, and all the characters will be there live.
Wow, dude, I'm actually planning on being in Hollywood for Christmas, so I might even be there because I was going to do a thing in Hollywood for Christmas. I'm going to Miami for the first week of December, and then I'm headed out to LA, Vegas, and Hollywood.
Great. If you're going to be down in Miami the first week of December, we have some great fun stuff going to be happening at Art Basel.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there, dude. I'm a speaker at Bit Basel and Decentral Con and another conference. I'm speaking at these events in Miami.
I'm gonna send you by. I have a friend doing an opening down there. A really just incredible being that went ham on Bitcoin, and he's been putting a piece of a body of artwork for the past year, and he's super excited to release it down.
This is gonna be fucking awesome, man. I'm gonna try to get my team to check out those 2 events you mentioned. See if we can get something out there and just stop by and say hi. Because I love to travel, and I'm out and about now. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Matthias, Vegas trip coming soon. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Crawler, appreciate it. Wax, thanks. State of Anarchy, much appreciated. Oh, Miss Teen Crypto was in the chat. My bro. Thanks for tuning in, Miss Teen Crypto. Yeah, we got to educate the teens and on-ramp them properly. Jason, how goes it? Thanks, Chili B. Katoshi, Syndicate, much love. Austin, love you, bro. Joshua, good times with Mello. Again, thanks for the super chat. Morton, Matt D, much appreciated. D and B, everybody, Infinity, everybody else that I may have missed. Thank you all for tuning in. Please share this out. Go ahead and check out the website. I posted a link to the website. Let me see if I can bring that up again. It is jeromebaker.com. And it's pinned in the comments of this. It'll be in the description in a second. As always, bros, have a day.
Have a day. We motherfucking love you.
Oh, yeah. Scan the QR code on the bottom right of the screen. I gave away like a bunch of NFTs while we were live. So if you saw the QR code changing while we were live, that was free shit. You should have been scanning it. All right. Bye now.
Scan that shit. Duh. Let's go.
Yes. Everybody, okay, call it. Yep. I know. Hey, I gotta talk to you about something. About something right now. Look at this. Tokens. So you're going to get your NFTs, right? You gotta get your NFTs. Get your NFTs. Okay, now listen. So you got your token. You got your phone device here. Where's your NFTs? What is this? I gotta talk to you about this. It's called the Kin Token. You need to get the Kin Token, folks. Kin Token. NFTs, right? 3 hours each. Folks, Kin Tokes. Well, howdy, folks. Me and my little buddy here don't want y'all to get caught up in the rat race. So you're gonna get your kin tokens early. You're gonna wait for that airdrop until the membership sells out. Now you could take that to the bank. I mean, you could take that to the decentralized blockchain technologies, buddy.
Alrighty there, okay.
It's the freaking kin token, folks. Get the kin token. It's the kin token, folks. Kin token. Get the kin token, folks. You need to get the kin token. Get the kin token before it's too late. It's like he's like I get it, like Ken's token. He's like Ken, because he's like token. Ken's token.